Okay, we're back. Let's go ahead and our turn. So it's immediately our turn again because we have no one who we're at war with. Save it again there. And yeah. So we do have a new mission though, regarding the USA. So in the last dialogue event with Columbus, where Billy the Kid leaves your forces to go back to America. The game then gives you two options. You can either straight up purchase the USA because Columbus is a businesswoman and she always likes striking good deals. So you can purchase the USA. If you purchase the USA, all of your cities in America are just gonna go straight to you. You can just straight up buy them. And with that, Columbus and Billy the Kid join your forces too because reasons. I've never really chosen this because not only do I want to keep my money, but on top of that, I want to fight. So why the hell would you want to pay a lot of your precious money when you can just get it the same way by invading them and spending a few turns killing their asses? That's just my logic. So I've always chosen to decline to purchase the USA. So yeah, obviously 80k is, we can afford that easily. In fact, we could probably buy the USA twice over. But I don't really want to do that. So fuck that shit. But now that we don't have anyone that we're at war with, now is a good time to get some of these side events out of the way. So let's go ahead and do this one. I don't think this is an HCG, so hold on to your horses. So basically this event is just Chihaya going on through a day with Kublai Khan and Marco Polo. Marco Polo naturally doesn't want to come with you, but at Kublai Khan's insistence, she does. So I lied. There was actually the HCG there. That's why you saw the edit right there. I was completely caught off guard by that, so I was like, well, shit. I guess I'm gonna have to edit this out, huh? Alright, whatever. So that's Marco Polo's event. She now gains another item slot. Horrible fucking bonus for having to see an HCG and having to fucking edit that shit out in Sony Vegas, but whatever. Well, while we're at it, we might as well do this event too, because I'm pretty sure this one also has an HCG, so let's go ahead and get this one over with. Date. Yeah, so like I thought, there was also an HCG there. So I guess I got two of the HCG events out of the way in one fell swoop. So, thank God for that. Alright, so this is kind of a unique item. Penglai Jewel. I hope I'm saying that right. And the effect is that your critical damage taken is reduced by 20%. So, you guys have already seen the critical mechanic in this game at work. So, this item is just, fairly straightforward. If the unit who's holding this item suffers a critical attack, then their attack is reduced by 20%. This item is very situational, obviously, because it relies on the enemy actually getting it critical, and yeah, it's just a matter of whether or not you want to gamble on who's going to be most likely to get attacked and whatnot. So yeah, it's not really a great item, but it's an item. At least we know what it does, unlike the other fucking items that have to deal with like cumulative hate and volatile hate. And, like, what the hell are those? So anyway, now that we have an item to give, let's just go ahead and put it on someone, I guess. Critical on Vlad Tepes, I guess. It's not like she really needs to have anything else right now. Anyways, so let's go ahead and do one last one here, investigating the fort. Fort Sumner, that is. 27k, nice. And we'll go ahead and save again, and end our turn. So getting a lot of these events out of the way. So this video is probably going to be majority spent trying to get all of these events out of the way. Okay, so I did forget to check out Geronimo's units. She starts with a lot of troops now that I think about it. 2,300, that sounds about right. And like I said, her stats are pretty fucking beast, except for her defense, which sucks. I think her defense is actually the lowest defense out of anyone in the game. Or at least anyone who we have here. Not even Oda Nobunaga's defense sucks that bad. But, hey. it is what it is. It's kind of a tricky situation too, because Geronimo is a hammer unit, and you have to kind of put her in the front because that's the front line is the only line that she can reach with her attacks. But if she can hit, which most likely she will because she has really fast speed, but when she hits like a truck. But when she gets attacked, she takes really a lot of damage. So it's kind of like a two-way thing, I guess. Anyways, we'll raise her up to 2,500 here. Where is that? 182, right? 182. Boosh. There she goes. So Geronimo's attacks are basically bludgeon, which is a standard hammer unit skill, whatever. But also she has a support self buff called Berserk. So for 2 brave, she can increase her attack, but in exchange increase the amount of damage she takes. I've never really had a use to use this because she's already really strong enough, and making her take even more damage is kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that. So it's really up to you. I've used it a couple times. It's good, I guess, but one of the weak things about it is that, or one of the downsides about Berserk is that it doesn't tell you exactly what's going on. Like, how much is she being buffed by, and how much is she being debuffed by her damage going up and her defense going down. Doesn't really tell you that, I don't think. It might. I might have been just negligent in seeing her stats, but whatever. In any case, are you over 18? That honestly sounds like there's going to be an HCG coming up. So, in the vein of editing, let's go ahead and do this one as well. So remember when Oda Nobunaga mentioned you can buy anything off Amazon? So, Oda Nobunaga is, yeah, she's got some, let's say, adult hobbies. I mean, fucking look at her uniform. Ow. It's funny that she says that. When she says, I'm a girl, how should I know what guys are interested in? Because if you understand how, Japanese, manners of speech work, you'll notice that Oda Nobunaga is speaking in a very masculine way. Typically speaking, from what I understand, females usually refer to themselves as watashi, which is kind of like a universal Japanese pronoun to describe, oneself. There's boku, which you've heard, other characters say. Usually, boku is like the meek guy, kind of like the shy guy kind of trope. And when people say ore, that's usually really masculine and very aggressively masculine kind of way of referring to oneself. And Oda Nobunaga's been using the ore pronoun. I don't really even want to. I hesitate to call it pronouns because Asian languages don't really have a concept of pronouns. I don't think. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm just talking out my ass. I don't know. But the point is that Oda Nobunaga is using ore, and which means that she's talking very masculine, even though she's a girl. So that's kind of funny that she says that. I'm a girl. I don't know what you guys like. Okay, so this is a really good skill. So thankfully we didn't have to edit. I didn't have to edit that video out because there was no HCG. But this attack right here is really fucking good. So let's take a look at it right about now. So armor piercing shot sounds badass too. Okay, where's Nobunaga? Here she is. So Oda Nobunaga has now gained armor piercing shot, and it's a powerful gun attack. Takes 2 brave, just like Snipe, but it deals 2.5 times damage. This is a straight up damage dealer right here. The only disadvantage that this skill has is the fact that it has very limited range. You only have the same amount of range as a pistolier's default attack, whereas Snipe has infinite range across the lane that you are on, but deals a little bit less damage for an additional crit chance. Excuse me. But armor piercing shot is an amazing ability because the amount of damage that you do with this attack is just mind-boggling. Like this makes Oda Nobunaga literally a glass cannon, where she has 3 defense, but she survives enough to, if she survives with enough troops long enough to the point where she can get too brave and use armor piercing shot. If there's an enemy unit with that she's really effective against, that unit is just basically good as dead. Assuming you're within reasonable parameters. But yeah, armor piercing shot is an amazing ability, and you'll probably see me use it whenever I can because it's just really good. Okay. Now that I've done Craigasming over Oda Nobunaga's new skill, let's go ahead and do this one as well. The Showgirl from Sipan. That's a nice title, I guess. Okay. Okay. Just skip the event. It's just basically her walking around helping the local populace. And we get a new event. Okay, so this event, or this item, is pretty new too. Uchide no Kozuchi, which is earn money at the end of the battle. So basically, if you guys played Sengoku Rants, this is kind of like the foot soldier's special ability called Loot, where for 20% less damage you can actually steal money from the enemy and add it to your own bank or your own, resource pool at the end of the battle. This is kind of the same concept, except instead of an attack, it's just a straight up item, and so you don't have to, sacrifice an attack slot for it or something like that. They're not really there aren't really like attack slots in this game, but whatever. That's that. We can probably put that on someone who we deploy a lot, I guess. And another pre-turn event here for another Goemon event. Let's see. We could put it on Chihaya? I don't know, actually. Put on Benkei? We could put on Benkei, I guess, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, just making sure we don't have any other items floating around that aren't being used, except for these two, obviously, because we don't know what the fuck they do. Or at least I don't. I would love for someone to actually tell me what they do. I would love to know what they actually do. Okay, and now we can do this final money-gaining event, visiting Ayers Rock, Belly Button, Australia. Well, click to be precise. Okay. Funds increased by 16,000. That's nice. And fine, let's go ahead and save them one last time. And return. Okay. As you can see, we've got the money just rolling in here. Okay, let's see. We've got an event that lets us visit a flea market. We'll get an item out of that, so we'll be sure to do that real quick here. Let's do Lancelot's event. Another food tour in Hawaii. Funnily enough, Lancelot, I think she explains it in some of her events, but, I wonder why Kamehameha's thing came up. Okay, never mind. But, yeah. Lancelot, what did I want to say again? Fuck, did I forget? She does, oh yeah, okay, so she doesn't like water. So she rarely drinks water, apparently. I think that's the lore, or I think that's canon in this game, where Lancelot rarely just drinks straight up water. Because it's just fucking boring. She literally says, it's not fun to drink water. So what she does, since she's not going to drink water, is she's going to drink anything else that tastes good, like coconut juice, for example, or fruit juice. If she eats a lot of fruit, obviously she's getting water that way. So pretty funny to note that, because considering obviously we're not sure if there's such things as soda or something like that. Well, obviously there's like alcoholic beverages and tea and whatnot, I guess. So I guess you can drink those. Water? Who needs water? That shit's boring. Another CG for another funny looking CG for Lancelot's eating tour. Let's see what she gets, or let's see what we get. Ooh, okay. So this is okay. So about these items. So we got an item called Ochain. Ochain? I'm pretty sure it's called Ochain, but I'll call it Ochain anyway because I'm a dirty American. So this event, when you click on an item, gives them +5 defense when the troops are under 20%. So this is basically like a clutch item where, you know, your unit's in a pinch, they're about to die, and then this unit, this item procs when they're under a certain threshold. For example, you know, this one says troops under 20%, and their defense just go straight through the window by going, you know, up to 5 or up by 5. So obviously this is, you know, pretty good in that situation. The reason why I don't like it is because it's very situational, because frequently as you go on or as you progress through the game, frequently there are going to be a lot of enemies that will just straight up kill you, like in one shot or two shots or something like that. So rarely is there a time where you're not only will you be deploying a unit with this item in order to use this item or to use this item as intended, but also the chance of the enemy weakening that unit to the point where this item would actually come into play is very, very rare. Like, the circumstances need to line up extremely well, and most of the time it's not going to actually do that. However, that being said, this item once won me a really critical fight in the end game with when I put it on Columbus, because Columbus, you do get Columbus, spoiler alert. Sorry if I spoiled that for you, but I did put on Columbus, and her unit dropped beneath 20% max troop count, and thus, you know, with Ochain on, she got her defense went from 6 to 11. And by that point, I had weakened the enemies enough to the point where they weren't doing any damage against her. If your defense rating is high enough in this game, literally you cannot be damaged. There are certain units in the game who have, naturally, without any items, more than 10 of defense. And if your units are not powerful enough to, damage them at all, they're just not going to do any damage to you. Like, 0 damage, literally. This is not like single ranks where even if you do have an attack rating of 0, you'll still do some damage no matter how little. Unless obviously you're being attacked with an item on, then that that negates incoming damage. But in this game, it's just straight up you don't do any damage. That's just how it works. Okay, now that I've done explaining all that shit. Let's see, who can we put it on? So we usually the strategy into going into this is that you want to give this item to someone who either has really high defense, who's going to tank a lot, so that they have more of a chance to actually use that item properly, or give it to someone who has really weak defense, who can actually use that item properly, a little bit faster. Personally, we'll just put it on Joan of Arc, because why not? She's a tank. I should probably end this video now, but let's just go ahead and do Goemon's event real quick. So now we're looking for I think it's called what was the event mission called? Or mission? Looking for a contraband, I think. So yeah, she just wants to look for, what was it called? Ivory? Yeah, I think she wants to look for ivory. Pretty sure. Oh no, it's not ivory, it's cypress. So, as Oda Nobunaga explains here, you guys can read that for yourself. So, Goemon wants to have some cypress to build something. I don't remember what she wants to build. I wonder if we can see. Blah blah blah. Okay, so she wants to keep it secret for now, but she wants to harvest some cypress from the Kiso Valley, and she goes with Chihaya, because obviously he's the king, for God's sake. He can authorize things, anything that he wants. So but because Oda Nobunaga is in charge of finances and trade and whatnot, they go to her, and she gives them permission for Goemon to harvest some cypress. That's basically it. For some super secret project. So this is also very interesting. So just like how Vlad Tepes learns Poison Killer, which is usually a melee only skill, Ishikawa Goemon also learns a throwing skill called Shooting Star, and that's what Ino Tadakata has as a skill. So in Ishikawa Goemon's thing, she probably uses throwing stars. Actually, that's probably what Ino Tadakata's unit also uses, because she's Japanese and she's a ninja. The more you know. Anyways, so she also gains Shooting Star as well. And finally, we can end the video by visiting the flea market. For some reason, Vlad Tepes comes along too. Same is here as well. They get it anyway. Alright, so this is exactly like Ochain or Ochain that we got from Lancelot's events, where attack plus 5 when troops go below 20%. This is a little bit less useful because you want to have defense when your troops get that low, rather than attack. Because, you know, by that point, if your troops are that low, you know, your attack doesn't really matter too much. But hey, you know, we might be able to use out somebody. Alright, so now that we've done that, we can give it to Kublai Khan, I guess. I don't really take these kinds of items seriously where, you know, oh, we give you plus 5 attack when your troops are below 20%. By that point, I'm just like, well, I'm expecting that unit to die, so whatever. Okay, so let's finally save it here and end the video. It's been 20 minutes, so it's a good time to end. So, when we come back, we're going to do... we don't have a lot more events. So, we're going to clear the rest of the events, and we're going to go ahead and declare war on the USA. Stick around.